evening we're at closing night for the 11th annual Boulder International Film Festival here at the historic Boulder Theater in downtown Boulder, Colorado. Our closing film this evening is Racing Extinction, a very powerful documentary, and we are also paying tribute to the legendary Bill Vielehr. We all miss him. He's still in our hearts. We know that he's here. We're with the world-famous filmmaker Tom Parkin. What are some of your favorite memories of Bill Vielehr?
Oh, I love that when he. I like the when celebrities would get their award and they would immediately make some sort of phallic joke, and it brought smiles to everyone's face. And I like drinking with Bill at the Biff Schmoozers. That was always fun.
Always, yeah. He was a good drinking buddy, wasn't he?
He was amazing.
And he always had the most under-the-wire dirty joke you've ever heard, didn't he?
Yeah, he always had a good joke. I can't repeat it on here.
Oh, no.
Because
no.
that would be, too much. But he was always such a great guy and really fun to hang out with.
And he was such a gentleman, it was always surprising when he would do something like that, wasn't it?
That's what made the joke so good, because he was a gentleman, so when the joke would happen, initially there'd be a pause, like, wait a minute, that was hilarious. Yeah. Okay, that's what would happen.
Well, very good. We will find more people that were friends of Bill Vielehr, and we miss him dearly tonight, and we're thinking about him. Thank you. And we have another friend of Bill here. We have Arlen Beck, the grand poobah of the Boulder International Film Festival here.
I'm the father of the film festival.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Can you tell me some of your favorite memories of Bill Vielehr?
Well, he's been the chairman of the board since Biff was started by my daughters, and it's been 11 years. And so it's been quite a blow. Been on a lot of trips with him. We went to film festivals together a lot of times, and drank a lot of booze, closed up a lot of bars, and just had a blast. He was always funny. Never seen him say anything negative about anybody, except unless he was talking about a politician.
Good choice.
Most positive. I think a lot of artists are that way. They're positive. They just don't think negative things. And so he believed in the idea of a successful film festival in Boulder, and he saw it through. And he's a great man. And we're going to be showing a tribute to him tonight.
So for people that weren't as close of friends, you were friends for many years. What would you 25 years is a very long friendship. What would you tell people about him that didn't know him, have the opportunity to know him?
Well, he was always he saw things spatially. He was a sculptor, of course, and so he would see things like a tree or a rock, and it would be something else. And that's the one thing that I know. He'd give you directions, like whitewater rafting or something. Go by this rock that looks like a camel, and all these visual things that I never got. He was in a different plane of perception. And so, grand guy, wonderful guy.
We all miss him desperately, I know.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you speaking.
Okay, thank you.
And we have yet another friend of Bill, because he had hundreds and hundreds of friends and threw amazing parties. Alan Hashi, what is one of your favorite memories about Bill Vielehr?
Well, I knew Bill Vielehr mostly through the film festival. We were both on the board of directors for Biff. And Bill was just always, he was always there. And we had quarterly board meetings. Bill was always there. We made decisions about the organization and broad-based how the festival would be run, and Bill was always there because he's an artisan. He's an artist. He knows not just visual arts, but also digital arts and motion pictures. And so he really had a love for the arts in all its forms. But he I don't know if anyone talked to you about the Cinco de Mayo party and the holiday party, but he had these two great bashes, he and Kitty, that brought people out from near and far and wide, and it's just a great time to bring people together.
Hundreds and hundreds of people would come.
Hundreds would come, and he was just a great connector of of people. He's a local guy who was wild and crazy as a kid, and I think he was a wild and crazy guy as an adult. So,
It was definitely a life well lived. He didn't waste a moment of it, did he?
Oh, he was a live wire and mellow at the same time. We're gonna miss Bill. It was such a shocker when we found out about his passing.
Thank you so much, Alan. And we are with Shelley Beck, who is also another dear friend of Bill. And what are some of your favorite memories of the Cinco de Mayo party, or memories of Biff with him?
I don't have very many memories of any Cinco de Mayo parties at Bill's because we all kind of drank a little bit too much. But I love Bill Vielehr. I love you, Bill. And at your funeral, I did something that you would have loved because you always teased me. You said, "Come on, let me see your titties," and I would say, "No, Bill," and he would say, "Oh, come on," and I'd say, "Oh, no, Bill," and that went on for probably 20 years, and then finally, after he passed, I said, "I'm going to lift up my shirt at your funeral, Bill." And so I waited till my dad and other family members were not around in the back, and I lifted up my shirt. And
I must have missed that part. Oh dear!
Because I made sure that there weren't a whole lot of people, but that the people that mattered were there. And so I showed Bill my titties, and I'll never regret it.
And he's smiling from wherever he is. So.
His good friends were absolutely dumbfounded and amazed. We loved him. I love you, Bill, and he's a member of our family pretty much, and it's really devastating. Especially to my sister Kathy. They were really good friends for the longest time. And yes, you were a dirty old man, but we loved you. Mwah.
Our favorite dirty old man. Thank you. So Bill, of course, had friends far and wide. We have yet another friend of Bill's. We have Chris here. What are some of your favorite memories of the Cinco de Mayo party or Biff spending the Biff's weekends with Bill?
I mean, the Cinco de Mayo parties, of course, were legendary. They always had just so many friends and such a mixture of ages and temperaments and such a great group of artists from around Boulder and non-artists and drinkers and crazy people and just somebody who was so welcoming and so much fun, and everybody brought food and they had giant sombreros and art and just wonderful. Everybody always had a wonderful time and looked forward to it year after year.
So what are some of your memories of spending the Biff weekend with Bill?
Well, Bill was always up for a party, but he was known for slipping out without saying goodbye. So it's kind of poignant that he sort of left this plane in the same way, sort of suddenly and unexpectedly, but his presence is still really felt.
I totally agree with you. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
I missed the entire festival this weekend because I've been sick, but I wasn't going to miss tonight with the memorial for Bill. I miss him every day. I'm really happy to be here. Yeah.
So what are some of your favorite memories of Bill?
Just hanging at the studio with him, hanging out, one-on-one, talking art. He was always my art fix.
And did you have one of the famous body casts that lived in the back room?
I did not. I did not.
And that unfortunately is one of my great regrets. I remember being there at the goodbye party, and there was a room full of women back there, and they were back
They
there.
weren't quite sure whose was whose.
Everyone was picking out whose chest was whose, and they all knew exactly. It was amazing, and I felt actually very disappointed that I hadn't
My
been.
memory is that nobody really knew whose was whose. That's funny. Must have been a few drinks in or something.
They all seemed to have a pretty good idea, and it was like, oh yeah, that's so and so, and that's so and so, and.
That's funny. I miss him dearly. Yeah, I miss him dearly.
But the festival is over for this year. We're already looking forward to the 12th Biff. Thank you so much for coming, and we will see you all next year. Thank you.